Hey, look who has joined me for my review of John Wick 4. Whoa. Johnny Millennium is in the house from the Happy Console Gamer. I miss you, buddy.
You too, buddy.
It's been way too long.
It's been way too long. I think the last movie we saw was The Batman.
Right,
And that movie was 3 hours long, and I'm like, I don't know, man. And there's been a lot of superhero movies, and you're a bit more of a superhero guy
I've
than
asked
I
you
am.
to come, and we have tried to almost do it. We almost
I know.
saw Top Gun. There was tons of times we were almost worked out, but it hasn't worked out until tonight.
Until he says John Wick 4, and
Yes.
I'm like, I've seen all the John Wick movies with you at one point.
I know, right?
2 I saw with you, 3 I saw on my own in the theater, and we're back for number 4.
Yep.
And yes, this one is 3 hours long, but we got to talk about it. What did you think about this movie?
Oh, I freaking loved it. I absolutely loved it. Chad Stahelski, the director, obviously knows what a piece of beautiful art the action combat in the John Wick movies can be. And he lives up to the responsibility and builds a beautiful, beautiful action picture.
Yeah, and then let's talk about that to begin with. The cinematography in this movie, from the first 2 seconds of it, you're like, oh my God.
It's outstanding.
John Wick, in general, we're talking for the entire series now, is unbelievable. And dare I say, this is the most unbelievable.
This is the
of them
most
all.
beautiful.
And that's
Yeah.
saying something.
Yes.
Every scene was like, wow. I
Right.
know there's a lot of dancing scenes like usual and stuff like that. A lot of neon and stuff like that. A lot of rain coming down.
Yep.
But the ambiance is second to none. I've never seen an action film this beautiful.
It's so stylish.
Ever.
And there's so much symmetry in the frame, and there's beautiful lighting. Like, this is a filmmaker and his team that really understand, like, even shots where Keanu Reeves is chasing people in a car, but he is perfectly lit somehow, and it's like Carfu.
I think it's a bit CG going on in there.
I know, but it's amazing.
It's amazing.
And like, every time there's an office sequence, there are no lights on in the office, but everybody is perfectly lit through little beams of light and shadow, and everything is so stylized. It's like an anime movie or Blade Runner, but it's live action with all of this gun fu. It's incredible.
And that's a great way to put it, because it's not only the action is insane, but it's the still photography of walking into a church and that lighting once again. One person's just standing there, not moving, and you're like, oh my God.
You could frame every frame of this movie. You could put it up on a wall and go, this is my art. You know?
Yeah, and his team at this point, everybody is firing on all cylinders. The action is the top game. I mean, in the first 5 minutes of watching it, we're like, oh my God. Right to the very, very end. And it is a long film. We'll get into that in a little bit. But everybody's firing on all cylinders. The cinematography's there. The acting is there from Keanu Reeves. And, basically he just says, it's time to go. I'm back. And stuff like that. But it's fun.
But the addition of all of these incredible supporting cast that's been here, some familiar ones like Laurence Reddick and Ian McShane, but we also have Donnie Yen joining the team, and he's incredible in this movie.
Oh, he's really good.
He is so good, and he's such a perfect foil against John Wick. He says to him at one point,
"You're going to die. Maybe not."
It's so fun.
Their back and forth is really good, and it creates a lot of tension throughout the film. It's not just a good guy versus a bad guy. And I think that's why these films really work. There's a revenge element, but yet there's like an undercurrent that these people are friends in some regard and respect each other. And yet there's other elements thrown in. There's other characters there. The levels of these movies just keep raising and raising. And the underworld, just as much as you think the underworld can't get any more underworld, there's more underworld. It's amazing.
There are some fantastic new villains that populate this, and some creepy bad guys that pop in that are surprising and have some incredible sequences. There's this amazing nightclub sequence. I could probably say that about every one of the John Wick movies.
Every movie.
Yes. And honestly, there is this repetition in this movie as well, where the numbers keep going up and everybody's hunting John Wick, and we've seen that formula in these pictures before, but there's also this beautiful kind of connection. And a celebration of where this picture has taken us. And there's a couple things that I thought about while we were watching this movie. One, Warner Brothers has got to be kicking themselves that they made a terrible Matrix movie. When you look at their John Wick 4 and you think of Matrix 4, what a lost opportunity that was.
The biggest lost opportunity ever, and one that I'm still upset about. When I see Laurence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves on screen, and they're perfect.
Yes.
And they're great.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'll take him in here. F the Matrix. You know, whatever that turned into.
What a terrible lost opportunity that is.
Yeah.
But also to see Donnie Yen just kick ass, and he's playing a blind martial artist again, which we saw him in Rogue One do, and it's like, why hasn't Star Wars picked up Donnie Yen again and given us more of his character, a backstory with that? We've got the awesome Andor show.
He was the most interesting character in Rogue One to me.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You know how he's flown with the Force, but not really?
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
But back to John Wick. We've seen this like a few times now. We've seen 3 movies.
No.
Is this movie bringing anything new? Yes, as I say, the shades of the underworld are there. But yes, it's John Wick versus a million people.
Yeah.
And he never runs out of ammo. He never realistically gets shot. He does a couple of times, obviously.
Yeah.
But
it takes some falls, too.
And he's, we were laughing at some of the falls. He falls off buildings, gets up, and he's like, yeah, let's go.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
No problem.
He brushes off his suit.
I know, but there was like 5 of them that was crazy.
Yeah.
Never mind, we won't talk about there's a sequence when he falls and falls and falls. We won't get into that. But sometimes I think where this movie kind of falters is that John Wick is going up some stairs. There's 8 guys running down. Why are they not shooting him?
Yeah.
They're waiting for him to reload to shoot. That's the only bit that takes me out. Listen, this is it's an action movie.
Yeah, you have
we
to
let it go. I let it go.
You definitely have to
let
kind
it
of
go.
take your skepticism and push it aside.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
But I love that everybody's got Kevlar suits. Everybody has got bulletproof suits, and they're using them.
great.
It's really incredible.
It's fun.
The only thing that bugs me about this movie is that the music wasn't up to the caliber of the visual fidelity and the performances and the stunt work and the artistry of what we see in terms of a visual statement. I thought the music was pretty generic and routine.
Baloney, because you were sitting tapping your foot.
I wanted to get into
saw
it.
all of that.
But I wasn't blown away. Like, remember when we saw the original Blade movie and how that music was just rapturous? It was just so over the top, and the action was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And it was so synchronized. It's okay, but it doesn't go that extra level. Even The Matrix did some
I think
really.
we disagree on that.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I really like the music. I was not upset about any of the action, any of the music, any of that stuff. I just was kind of in the disbelief that a lot of this stuff could happen all the time, continuously, after 4 movies.
Well,
not after 1, after 4 movies.
It is kind of crazy that a talent, a gift to cinema like Keanu Reeves hasn't been picked up by any of these superhero genres yet.
Yeah. He is a superhero. He is a
superhero.
Yeah.
He doesn't need Constantine, but Warner Brothers is waffling on whether they're going to make a Constantine 2.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying he wants to make a superhero, but he is a superhero. He's John Wick, and he's built this incredible universe.
Yeah.
And you have to see this freaking movie. It's incredible.
Do you know what's so funny is even if there's another 10 John Wick films, I'd watch them all.
I know.
I'd watch them all.
Yes.
And I'd be complaining about the same things, going, oh my God, he's shooting numerous enemies. Nobody's killing him.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because it's fun.
Yes.
And one thing that me and Vic were talking about in the movie, there's some sequences, and I don't think we can actually show them. I don't know if they're in the trailers or anything like that, where it's like a video game.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yes.
in a way, you'll know when you see
Yes,
you see
100%.
what it is. He taps me and goes, what was it?
Smash TV.
Smash TV.
Yeah, or
It's just-
Hotline Miami.
Yeah, there's this overhead
Yes,
shot,
yeah.
and it's going through, and it's brilliant.
It's
stuff.
brilliant, beautiful. And that's another thing that I was thinking about is where the hell is the great John Wick video game? Every one of
I was
these
thinking that too.
is like the game design document, and they're ripping right from anime and video games. They're putting it on screen. Where's the game? What the hell are they doing?
It's the most simplest thing in the world. John Wick, give him guns, go shoot people.
Totally.
That's it, over and over and over
Yes.
again. And have your
and nunchucks and motorcycles and
Which is-
cars.
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
God, it's so freaking fun, this movie.
Yeah, and do you know what gets me the most? It's 3 hours, but it goes by
Yes.
rather quick.
It slows down a bit when they got to get into the story and some of the back characters and
Sure.
stuff like that. I love seeing Tonks from the Harry Potter movies. She's terrific in this. It's not Tonks, but the same actor. Dude, this is such a fun flick.
It's a fun movie, but
Yeah.
I'll say this much, just a compliment to the movie.
Yeah.
The first fight sequence, which is in Japan, which is no spoiler,
Yeah.
and all that, I was already ready to go home.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that was incredible.
Thank you. That was amazing.
And then there's like 10 more fight sequences, and you're like in number 7, and you're like, okay, I'm still liking this a lot, but oh my God.
I
Like, how many more is there?
love the Paris fighting in traffic sequence and
That was
the
brilliant
car
stuff.
whipping
Yeah.
around. That just blew
It's
my.
ridiculous.
So many moments were
so
incredible.
Many moments.
Yeah, fantastic.
And all of that. So, Vic, it comes down to it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to give this movie?
I mean, I think the first John Wick movie set the bar and set the tone, and I think this is as good, if not better, as that. This is an incredible picture. 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, that's incredible. For me, I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Yep.
It was there. I really enjoyed it. It went a little bit longer than I would have liked.
Yes.
But my God, I bet they wish they never killed John Wick's dog in that first movie. They're like, why did we do that? Do you know how many people have died because of that dog? Thousands and thousands of them.
They deserved it.
Absolutely.